Good evening and welcome to another episode of My Fiber Fun. Well, today was D-Day. And so I woke up this morning and I thought, okay, this is it. Either they're going to give me the refund or they're going to deliver the Q modular. Well, thank goodness they delivered. So actually they didn't call until they called and said, the lady called at about 1 and she said, the truck came in and they loaded your Q modular on there, so it's out for delivery. And she said, what will happen is they'll be there, she said, in your area because they just left Madison Heights. She said they'll be in your area at about 2 o'clock, but they have like 2 deliveries before you, so they'll be your way at about 3. Well, the guys didn't call, so at 1:30, I got myself ready and I said, well, let me run up here to the store real quick, which is only, 3 minutes from my house if I catch the lights. So I go to the store and it's about, once I got to the store, it was about maybe 1:45, 1:50, somewhere around there. I was like, okay, I've got an hour. So I went into the store, of course, was in and out. Soon as I got out and got into my car, my phone rang and I saw that it was a Detroit number. I was like, oops, this is them. They probably called to let me know they're on their way. So I answered the phone and sure enough, it was Kenny D from Care Link. And he said, we're at your front door. And I'm like, at my front door? I was like, the lady called me at about 1 and said, y'all be there at 3. I said, but I'm 2 minutes away. I said, I just came out of the store. I said, and I'm on my way now, coming up Baldwin. So he was like, okay, we'll wait. He was like, hey, it doesn't bother us at all. He said, because our next one is, we're kind of early for everybody. He was like, so our next one's supposed to be at 4 o'clock. He was like, so hopefully we can call and go there early and be done early today. I said, well, give me 2 minutes. I'm coming up the road now. So we hung up and sure enough, I was home. I caught all but one light. But basically, I was home within, we'll just give it 5 minutes, but I know it was less than that. So when I pull up at home, I don't see the CareLink truck. And actually, they had a van today. The last time it was a big giant truck, probably because it was the walker in there. So anyway, I'm like, I don't see them. So I'm like, let me dial back. They might be, because my address, there's another side of our street. We have east and west. I'm west. There's an east with the same house number as me. So there has been many mistakes in the past between that house and my house. So I said, uh-oh, they may have went to the east side. So anyway, I called just to make sure, and they were like, no, the garbage truck was running. And so we had to get out the way because we were blocking him and there was nowhere else to park other than your driveway, and we knew that you were coming home, so we didn't want to block you, so they drove around the block. So anyway, so I'm like, okay, I'm home, so I get on out the car after we hung up, and so as soon as I got in the door and sat down, because I didn't want them to see that I didn't have the walker when I was out, but anyway, I sat down, and as soon as I sat down, they pulled up. So anyway, they pulled up, and they came on in. And so the first thing they saw was my Cadillac emblem on the walker. And you all will see all that in a minute. They saw that and they started, Kenny D and the other guy, they just started tripping. Okay, that's the way I described it. They just started tripping out. He was like, oh my God. First he noticed my bell. And so he looked at the bell. He was like, oh, look, he's like, you really decorated it. So he walked up and rung the bell just like that. Then he saw the Cadillac emblem. He was like, look. He was like, oh man, you got a Cadillac. I was like, I sure do. I said, I'm not done yet. I said, I just ordered some hippie magnets. I did that on yesterday. I found some hippie magnets, y'all. Found everything but the smiley face, but I reached out to the seller. And this was on eBay. I reached out to the seller and he told me, he said, keep checking back. He said, because I sell the vintage magnets and whatever I get in. So I found a Woodstock. I found I think it said Give Peace a Chance. Remember that by John Lennon? And what was the other one? it was another one. And then I got this one that looks like a telephone dial, the old rotary phone. And so that's black. And then it has the gold numbers for the rotary dial, that magnet. And I ended up getting 7 in all because it was buy 3, get 4 free. So I'm like, wow, okay, I may as well do this. And so I went on and bought 3, and then I was allowed to pick 4 more free. So, oh, I got a dartboard, and I forget what the 7th one is. But anyway, they had so many. It was thousands and thousands to choose from. But I was trying to go with the hippie theme, and when I ran out, I hadn't even gone through all the magnets. He might have had a happy face. I don't know, but I wasn't going through that many magnets. But the ones that I did go through, which was probably well over 1,000, because I spent like 3 hours going through these magnets, I carefully picked the ones that I chose. They were ones that I really, 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 really liked, and I felt would go well with the walker. And I'm not going to be using the magnets all the time. The magnets will be used at times when I know I'm not going to be folding the walker. It'll be like if I'm, for instance, the family reunion where I was just sitting. Instances like that, you know, where I will use the magnet just for decoration, but just to be, you know, if I'm up and down, I don't want it to fall off. But anyway, so in the meantime, they delivered and they were all excited about how I decked it out and everything. And so then they installed the Q modulator. So I'm going to demonstrate it to you. I'm going to show it to you. Let's turn the camera. And I purposely waited until it got a little dark. It's after 7, so it's going to be dark within the next 30 minutes or so. But let me turn it around so you can see it. So here it is. And so to work it, you have the audio and slow and fast, and then you have the laser light. So to turn it on, you're going to hear the clicks. It's going to be 3 clicks. And then I'm going to turn the audio on, and it'll determine your pace, either slow, fast, or slow. So let's turn it on. That's fast, okay? And those are the clicks that you hear at the beginning. So if I turn this on, wait, see, I'm messing up now. I got the book. There we go. Oops, I messed up again. Okay, you have to hold it in. Okay, that's the fast pace. So if it's going fast like that, I'm to walk at that pace and then follow the laser. Okay, and then you have the slow pace, so I'll hold it in for that. Oops. Wait, I'm messing up. Okay, cut it back on. You know what? Just because I'm on camera, that's the reason why it's messing up. But I'm going to turn it off. You get the gist. Okay. Okay, it's off. Now, I'll demonstrate the laser. So I'm going to turn the camera this way, and I'm going to walk across, and you'll see the laser. So this is what will guide me. I'm putting the phone down. If I can get it swiveled where it should be. There we go. Excuse my dirty floor, y'all. Okay, here it comes. I hope y'all can see it. There's the laser. So this is what you follow, and that will keep me on track with my gait. Now, this is made for people with Parkinson's, but because I have the ataxia with the gait issue, I qualified for this. Okay? I wouldn't have been able to get it if he hadn't written that diagnosis. They wouldn't even have let me purchase it just to purchase it. You need the prescription. So because I had it on my prescription, I was able to purchase it outright. Okay? The battery never goes down in the laser. It's guaranteed to last at least 20 years. So he said, if it ever goes down or goes out, he said it will be replaced. And hope I don't have to deal with them again. Replacement, I hope I'm through with CareLink, okay? All right, so now to the Cadillac. Let's raise this back up a little bit. Let's turn it around. Excuse me, I'm dressed horribly today, like a bum. Okay, let me get it up so you can see. Okay, let's come down. Wait a minute. Down, down, down. Nope, down further. Dang. Okay, there it is. You're right at it. See? Now what I did was I took some shipping labels and I didn't want to mess up the U-step emblem there. So I took the shipping label, I colored it black with a black permanent magic marker, and then I took some Scotch tape. I didn't take the backing off the label. I took some Scotch tape and then I just ran the Scotch tape to the back of this handle because that's to lift it so I can fold the walker if I need to go somewhere. So I just put it to the back and I can easily get the Scotch tape off. I have adhesive remover and everything. And then I just stuck the emblem to the paper, you know, of the label. And so that's how it looks. And so anyway, they sent me 2 of the emblems. So this is on here because it really, it goes on. So I'm glad I didn't stick it on there because it would have messed up my U-step logo. But I had to keep that clear just in case something goes wrong with the walker and they need to replace it. But I like it, you guys. I really do. Okay, so that's it. And then, of course, the bell. So I'm going to bling it up some more. Uh-oh. Wait, my laser is still on. So I'm very, very pleased with it. Let me see if y'all can see it. Hold on. Let me go back up because y'all might not. There it is. There he is. The red. See where my feet is? So I love how this works. So now I'm going to clean it up. And then once I get the back magnets, I can do more with it. So I'm not through with the bling, y'all. But for now, the Cadillac is complete. I'm happy, happy, happy. Okay, so now before we get off, of course, we have to, let me cut this laser off. Okay. Now, since we're here, let me show you how far I've gotten on my scarf. Now it's still, I ended up chaining 250 all together, and still, it's still too short, but I'm like, I'm leaving it this time because it's longer than what it was the last time. And I've wrapped it around. It's fine. It doesn't have to be super long, but I'm almost done with the second ball. So I still have 3 to go. So if anything, it's going to be wide. So I went with the burgundy first. Then I brought in the orange. I'm letting it speak to me, and it spoke. It said, go with the orange next, because I was going to go with the yellow and gold. And something said, nope, just do the orange. And I think it came out beautiful. I'll show it to you. Next is going to be the burgundy and yellow. And then we're going to end it with the browns. And then we'll border it with the green. But anyway, this is how it looks so far. And I like how the colors kind of blend in. It looks fallish to me, and I'm not done yet. I'm on row, I think I'm on row 12. I did 16 rows of this, and then it was just a teeny tiny ball left over, but I used that for with the border, because before I start bordering with the green, I'm gonna go around the shawl one time to, you know, for my ends and all that with every color. So I'm going 16 rows for each color. I could have easily gotten 18 rows out of it, but I went 16. In fact, where's the ball? This is the ball that was left over. I know I could have gotten at least 1 other row, possibly 2, but I was scared that I would get to that 18th row and run out. And then I did want to save a little for the border, and I didn't want it to be an odd number to end it. So I just ended it at 16. And then I rolled up the rest of it. So this one, I think I'm on row 12. Let me count it. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I'm on row 9 with this. Nope, I'm on row 10. I'm sorry. I'm on row 10 with the orange. So I have 6 more rows to go. And yeah, y'all know I don't weave in ends. I'll get that later. I'll get it figured out. But everything's on that side for the wrong side. But anyway, so I like it. And, you know, the colors. And let's see. This is the length of it. So it's still a nice length. And it'll still, because it's going to be wide, it'll still work as a shawl. It just won't be a long shawl, and it doesn't have to be. But as long as I can do what I need to do with it, so I can get 2 wraps from each side. Look how thick that is already. And then when I snood it, it's going to work for the snood because I did that earlier today. Let's see. The snood, the snood. Okay, it's not all the way snooded yet, but it will be. And so even when I snood it, I'll be able to wrap it. This is going to be a nice winter scarf. And like I said, even with the holes for the diamond mesh, I just like the drape of the diamond mesh. And I just like the stitch because it's fast and simple. Talk about just sitting there and not even thinking about it, not even looking at it, just working. And I've gotten this far already. But yes, I love this. And the colors, this is going to be really nice. Yep, for the fall. Yep. And then even the winter, because my coat is black. It's a solid black coat. So these colors are going to really pop with the coat. So you will see this. I'm quite sure when I come back on Sunday, this will be either done or just about done. I'm quite sure I'll be into the next, let's see, tomorrow is Friday. I may be done with the yellow by Sunday. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know because I will be busy this weekend because I have to go. First of all, I have to clean up this junky house. Oh my God, it's a mess from back to front, okay? Then I need to, I'm going to the farmer's market and everything. And then I have some gardening to do. I planted my fall garden, but I have some more seeds to sow and I have some plants that I'm going to end. All my squashes, I'm going to end those. And then I'm going to plant, let's see, bok choy. And I think I'm going to plant some more green beans in the table. So I'm going to be busy doing all that Saturday. So Sunday's topic. I know story time is supposed to start up again. That will real soon. I was just taking a little break. But there's this new trend in the crochet world. I've seen a couple of videos of it. And they're calling it the crochet icks. I-C-K. Ick. So people have been coming on and naming their top 10 icks. So I got to thinking, I was watching this one video yesterday. I think it was from Shannon Talks Yarn. I can't remember. Don't quote me on it. So if you go to her page and don't see it, it's not her. But anyway, this video I was watching, she was naming her icks. And I was like, her icks are different than mine. And I don't really have icks. And then I got to thinking, because she mentioned this one ick, and I was like, oh, yeah. But mine was different, but it was on that same order, and it was about crochet hooks. So I was like, okay, I can go with that. So I got to thinking, I was like, I could probably come up with 10 icks. So look for me with my icks on Sunday. So you'll hear that. Okay, so that's it, you guys. I'm not going to keep y'all on long today. Just wanted to let y'all know everything went well. I got my Q modulator. The Cadillac emblem came on yesterday. Actually, it came early. And then I have the bell. So now I'm waiting on the magnets. They will be here either Saturday or next Monday. So once the magnets come, I'll show you those. Okay, so that completes my saga with the walker. How long has this lasted? Since May. We started, that was the beginning, and we've been going with this all summer and up until today. So it's finally complete. And thank God, all I had to pay for was the modulator. I think it was well worth it. It cost a little more than what I thought it was. I thought it was going to cost because they changed the price and didn't update it online. It's since been updated. Then on top of that, all the mess I went through. First with the prescription for the walker, you know, the girl didn't know what the diagnosis codes were or and all that stuff. So that took a whole month and a half, little over a month. And then the fight with the people. And like I told Liz on yesterday, I said, if they had told me that it had to be processed through Grand Rapids before it could be sent out, I was like, if they had said it's going to take 2 weeks or whatever, I was like, but that first day I was told it would arrive that day. But like I said, I didn't blame Christian for that because Christian is in Grand Rapids and that's how it works in Grand Rapids. They get their stuff the same day or whatever. But for here, that Madison Heights office, and I also found out most of the people are working from home. So all those people I was talking to, and they were lying, these were home people. These were people working from home. I found that out today. So anyway, I was like, okay, so that's how they were messing up. Well, they shouldn't have been guessing. They should have just said, or they should have been calling John in the warehouse and asking, okay, what's the protocol so that I will know what to tell her. If they had done that, then I wouldn't have gone through all this. I said, y'all probably thinking I was being impatient, but when you done spent those hundreds of dollars, oh no, I didn't want too many scams nowadays where people, have to call the news people, or they just lose out on something because they've been scammed, and businesses scam too. They really do. So I was like, I'm not trusting this until this thing is in my possession. I'm not trusting it. So today was the day, whether they had it or not. If it wasn't going to be delivered today, I was asking for a refund, but it all worked out. So it was meant for me to have it. And yeah, it took a little fighting, to get it and whatnot. And now it's all forgotten about. I'm not even going to give them a bad review. I should, but I'm not. Because Kenny and his little partner, they were so nice. Just like the first guy, James, who delivered the walker, they were just so nice, up above and beyond. So if they ask me to do a review again, they may or may not. But if they do, I may put that I had a little trouble with the people on the phone. We had misunderstanding. But then I'll put, but once it was settled, then Kenny D and his partner, I forgot his name, it's on my receipt there and my warranty. Both of their signatures are there. So I'll let them know they were professional. They took the time to show me how to work it. They even showed me, like, if it accidentally comes unhooked or whatever, how to put it back together. And they told me where I could go on YouTube University to, if I forget. It was just so nice. So I'm very, very pleased now, and I'm pleased with the module, and I'm very happy to know that I don't have to put my own batteries in it, and it works. They tried it before they even hooked it up, and then once they hooked it up, he tried it and then took the time to show me how to work it and everything, and I'm still having trouble. So back to the book I go, because what I need to figure out, I know how to turn it off and on and all that, but I need to learn how to do the adjustment from fast to slow. I know you hold the button in, but I'm not sure if you hold in the on button for audio, or if you hold in both buttons, or if you hold in just the on off button for the unit itself. I'll get it read and figured out before today's end. I cleaned out my car today, so that's an accomplishment at least. And that's why I didn't start cleaning up indoors, because my car was a hot mess. And it needed cleaning. It needs vacuuming still. They closed my favorite car wash where I always went to vacuum. And then the gas station that has a vacuum is in a dangerous area, so I don't want to go there. So I'll probably just take my vacuum out that has a hose attachment, or I'll find another spot that's safer in the burbs or whatever, and vacuum out the car that way. But at least I got it cleaned out. Y'all, I'm embarrassed to say. Okay? Wait, the embarrassed finger? 3 bags of trash, but they were smaller bags, so they weren't gigantic, trash bags, but it would have filled 1 trash bag. But I stuffed those 3 bags to capacity. I had so much mess in there. It was just a crying shame. That car hadn't been cleaned out in well over a year, if not longer. And so I know since before last year's fishing season. So yeah, it's been well over a year. And we've had fishing seasons since then. We fished earlier this spring. We fished up until last winter. It was the fishing season before that when it was last cleaned out. So it was a mess. But anyway, I found my long lost whistle, y'all. And this whistle is used specifically for spam calls. Lately here, I've been getting all these spam calls, so I blocked them every time they come in. I block them and delete them. Well, I noticed on 3 different occasions, once the spam runs out and I stop getting the calls, the next day, I will always get a text from this unknown number, and then it has all these like 20 other numbers in there, and as if it's a group text. I can't delete it. I can't block it. It will not allow me to do anything. And then the spam calls start up again, and they're from those numbers. So that's how they get me. So it's time to get back to my old trick that stopped the spammers altogether. My phone tells me if it's a spam call, so I don't answer them at all. I just let it ring, and then it goes to voicemail. And of course, it's the if you want the tax relief, press 1. That type of stuff. And so I just block the number out, and then I delete everything. But this time, oh, Q's gonna start answering. When it says spam, I'ma pick it up and just blow the whistle as loud as I can. Because sometimes it'd be people on the other end because they will leave a voice message, and sometimes it's the audio. So the ones out of New York are usually voices. Then there's the police association. I don't know where they're calling from, but it does come up saying spam. So therefore, and they leave the message. So when I know it's a voice one, because the recorded ones say spam risk, the other ones just say spam. Those are the voice ones. So I'll pick it up and blow this thing as loud as I can. That's what I used to do back in 2018. I used to do that because I was caring for my mother and I was sick of that phone ringing. So I would close my door off to my room. And when the spam call started, which was usually dinner time around 5 o'clock, I would blow that whistle. All it took was a few times of me doing that. And it solved the problem. I stopped getting them. So anyway, we're back in business again because I was like, where is that whistle when I need it? I've been dealing with these spam calls for a month now, but it's about to end. Somebody is going to be deaf, okay? When it's over and done with. Well, sorry, they shouldn't be messing with me. Okay, so that's it, you guys. So I'm going to get up from here, get something to eat for dinner, and then get back to work on my baby here. I love how soft this is. I like the yarn. It's just thin. My only complaint is they should have classified it as a 3-weight instead of a 4. That's all. But other than that, I love it. I love the drape on it. I love the way this is working up. It's going to be really, really nice. This is going to be one of my better ones because it's colorful. Okay, so I'm off of here. I'm going to get off. And I will talk to you guys later, and may God bless you all. See you in the next one. See you Sunday with the X. Alrighty. Bye-bye.